Good morning. I had this thought about Fearless Fridays. And then the other thoughts kind of came in because that's what my brain does. And I realized, no, I wouldn't want to be fearless. I think the thing with fear is it's healthy. It's healthy in small doses. It's healthy in large doses. It guides you into what you need to do and not do. I think the big thing about being fearless is that's the wrong phrase for it. You don't want to be fearless. You want to be brave in spite of that fear. It was a thought that occurred to me this morning while I was doing my makeup. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I hope people don't realize that all my makeup, like my eyeshadows, is this 80s palette, because that would really age me, because I don't do that on my own well enough, apparently. Sometimes I do. But it was this idea that, so what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to wear the pinks and purples and full on enjoy the fact that this is who I am. And I had this moment right after it thinking, well, fear is not necessarily bad, because when I went hiking, so there's this area in San Pedro, Sunken City. It's on a cliffside, and in San Pedro, right by the Friendship Bell, and it was a little community of houses that on the cliffside started to sink, and so the houses had to be moved and lifted. A couple of them actually fell into the sea, but that was an area that I thought was really, really cool. And I went hiking down there, and then I decided I wanted to see the ocean, so I went further and went down the cliff. And it's something that I did in my 20s with the next boyfriend. It wasn't smart then, and it wasn't smart in my almost 40s, but whatever. And I was talking to a friend about it later, and he's laughing with me, thinking, yeah, that's what people do when they get on the news. They say, oh, that looks like something cool, I want to go see it, let me climb over the fence that says do not trespass, and let me break through this wall here and see what you can see. And that's totally what I did. I did the illegal thing, the stupid thing, because I wanted to see some pretty stuff. And yet at the same time, I was careful enough and cautious enough that I didn't get hurt, because I had enough fear to know what my limits were. I didn't go walking off the cliff. I didn't jump into the water with the rocks underneath. That would have cut me up big time. I was cautious because of my fear, and I was brave in spite of that fear, because as I'm dangling over there and I have to figure out where I'm sticking my feet to get down to the ocean, it was kind of scary, but I did it anyway. It's what you do in spite of that fear. I had another conversation at work yesterday. I say a lot. It's who I am. Accept it. It was a conversation about the situation. I do collections. I do collections from one company to another. So no, I'm not calling single moms that can't pay for groceries. I advocate for them when they're in that situation. But when it's someone that is being aggressive because they can be, because they feel like they pull the purse strings. No, the customer is not always right. The paying customer can be right, but not the not paying customer. So this was a situation where we had been careful and cautious, trying not to upset people, collecting their bill. And there was a situation where this one client was more aggressive. He had more of that attitude of I'm always right. And I went to one of the co-CEOs of the company, and I asked for permission. I said, look, I don't know if this is a personal friend of yours. I don't want to step on toes, but I'd like to be more aggressive. I would like to let him know that I'm not afraid of him. I can be aggressive. I can be assertive while being respectful, but just to let him know that there are boundaries. And, I'm that person. I'm not afraid in that way. I'm not afraid to be more aggressive, to be more assertive, because that's who I am. That's who I've become. But he had mentioned that the co-CEO, he had mentioned that he felt that I was a strong person. And that was definitely a compliment. It was something that felt empowering. It felt amazing. But the thing is, to get there, to become that strong person, it was not about being fearless. It was about doing things in spite of my fear. It was about being brave through that fear. It was about deciding, yes, the stakes are high and I'm well out of my comfort zone, but at the same time, this is where I value what I want to do. This is where I value what's important to me. Another friend once told me, and I hold on to this phrase constantly, there's a cost to the life you get to live. If you want to be the person that you envision, you have to get through the person you are. And that means you don't hide. That means you don't get numb and not deal with things. It means you face it head on. And you take your strength, you hold on to the support offered, and you do it, you handle it. And it's not about being fearless. It's about having that fear. It's about respecting and honoring that fear. It's about letting it guide you. That's your intuition. And I wanted to encourage you to use that fear, whatever fear it is. Use it, but don't let it rule you. Don't let it own you. Let it guide you. And I think that's the part that you can be fearless in. Know that whatever instinct is guiding you, whatever thoughts, whatever's driving you, whatever tingly sensation, whatever moment of hesitation, whatever knots in your stomach you feel, that you can be fearless about, because your body, what's in you, your heart, that is what's guiding you, and that you can be fearless with. That's what's right. That's where you know you're doing what's right, because your body will tell you things that your brain will try to convince you otherwise. Listen to it. That's what's guiding you, and you'll see other things along your way when you start getting support that comes in ways that you didn't expect, where people will support you without your asking, where doors suddenly open that you thought were shut, where opportunities come, where you are fed. You can mean this emotionally, you can mean this spiritually, you can mean this, literally, where you are given sustenance for what you need to endure. You're on the right path. I've seen that happen so many times in the last couple of years, and it's something that you should absolutely hold on to, honor, respect, believe. If you are going through something hard, there are going to be really, really hard days, and there are going to be amazing, miraculous moments. Hold on to those moments. Know that those moments are guiding you, helping you through, and that's where you find that fearlessness. But that fearlessness rides on the shoulders of your bravery. So that was it. And look, no sun behind me, but it's still bright out. Well, no. I guess going to work in the morning, the sun is rising behind me. But there's no crazy glare like I get in some of my videos when I'm riding home. The opposite way. I spend my day chasing the sun. I hope your weekend is epic. I hope your 4th of July is safe and fun and memorable. I hope you're remembering to do epic shit, because why else are you living? Do something amazing. Be amazing. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you have a great one. And forgive me, I've got to find there's my finish button. I'm driving. Don't do this and drive, because you have to read and drive, and that's not safe. Well, okay, so you're reading signs. Anyway, bye.